After finishing No Game No Life, I decided to venture into other anime. Yes, I said anime. In Japanese, you don't make plurals for every single word, so anime is correct. Huh! So I searched around the anime community to figure out what I should watch next. After seeing the buzz going around the anime community, I decided to watch an anime I was suggested to watch by many people. This anime was Hitsugi no Chaika. Hitsugi no Chaika is a 12-episode action-adventure comedy fantasy romance anime. That's a lot of stuff. It's from the creators, or the studio of Bones, who are also responsible for animes of the likes of Soul Eaters. So that in itself had given me a lot of high expectations. But maybe my expectations were a little too high. Now, before I go ahead and start this review, let me go ahead and get this straight. This anime is in no ways bad. It's just not what I was expecting. And it boils down to a couple of issues that I'll get to later in the review. But first, let's go ahead and get into the plot. So the story starts off with a godlike image telling a girl that she is a tool. Then we're suddenly with a hunter. Turns out, this exact same girl who was just butt naked is now walking around the forest with a coffin on her back, calling people thieves and whatever. She ends up running into a guy named Toru, who turns out to be the main character, who, quote unquote, saves her life. It's actually shown to be the other way around in the anime from what I've seen, but it's whatever. The girl treats him to a breakfast since he let her out of the forest, and it is here that we learn that the girl's name is actually Chaika, and that our main protagonist, Toru, has a sister who is also another protagonist, and her name is Akari. Pretty much Toru and Akari are mercenaries. They're actually called saboteurs, but their jobs are pretty much mercenaries. They take jobs and get paid for them. They do all the dirty work. So to wrap this up without trying to spoil any of the plot, Chaika is the daughter of a powerful old king who was a wizard. She wants his body parts, which were scattered, and her main goal is to throw a funeral for her father. That's all she really wants to do. Now, we don't know if that's really her purpose at the end, because there is a season 2 coming out. But now, let's get to the review. And let's start off with the stuff that I actually liked, because there is more stuff that I liked than I did not. Number 1, all of the characters in this anime, they're really likable. This ranges from Toru, which I'll get to in a minute, because there is another thing with these characters. The thing with this anime is that as much, or for the good things, there's always a bad thing to that good thing. And it'll end up balancing out my final review at the end, but most of the characters are pretty likable. I think the only issue that I had, for the most part, was Vivi and how she saw everybody that was like a saboteur as like some stupid foul beast or something. It did piss me off to an extent, but in the end, you know, she even changed herself, and all the characters, like I said, they all had their own type of personality. Number 2, the art style looked very nice, and if you notice some of the magic, it may have been just me, but it does look very similar to Zero no Sakaima. In some spots, splots, one take, but in some spots it really does. Number 3, the plot is simple for the most part. I'll get to that in a minute. Number 4, the series is short, so it's not going to be wasting your time. It's only 12 episodes, and the second season, if I'm correct, comes out October 2nd of this year, 2014. And number 5, which is probably this anime's like the biggest saving grace this anime has, the action scenes. Oh my god, they're handled very well. The animations are really smooth. It all looked great. Now, my only complaint with the action scenes are that the magic seems to be kind of like very underwhelming to me. And that's just compared to the hand-to-hand. And it's underwhelming because if you look at how the magic is handled, it's usually handled as like a stunning or suppressing or remove something. It's not really handled for damaging effects, and I hope that in the second season, maybe we can see some hand-to-hand combat that uses magic. I don't know. Now, I know the Iron Man transformation or the Iron Blood transformation that Toru has. I'm not sure if that is technically classified as magic, but I would like to see more abilities like that, or like the Dragoon. I really thought that those abilities stood out more than just the flat-on hand-to-hand combat, which was not bad, like I said, it was really good, but I would like to see them expand on the magic. Regardless, I'm not going to count off anything because of the magic. I just think that it would be cool if we saw more of that. I just feel like that's a great idea that could really be expanded on. But going on to the bad, and I hate bringing it up in this anime because there's so much potential. But regardless, here we go. Number one, even though the characters are likable, they're all really, really, really underdeveloped. And at some times they're just downright boring. The only character that really stuck out to me the most was probably Frederica, which was, it was a dragoon, or she was a dragoon. There were a couple of mercenaries that were interesting, like the, group that went with the red Chaika, but like I said, they never expanded on that. I don't really even remember their names, and I'm not sure if, they even said their names, but if they did, leave it down in the comments below, because, you know, the comments. But this whole thing bothered me throughout the whole anime because Toru was very interesting as a child too. They revealed this in like episode 9 when they did a flashback of how Toru became how he is. He was really energetic and he had a lot of character in episode 9 when he was a child. But when he got older, he was really dull. Like, you rarely see any expression in Toru's face. You usually just see it, or you don't see it, you hear it within his voice. And he reminds me of, like, Aiden Pierce in Watch Dogs, if I can make it even simpler just by saying it like that. Maybe then some of you guys will understand me. Number 2, the plot is like Little Buster's Refrain. And what I mean by that is that it's not explained. Where is this world? Why are there unicorns and dragons? Where did the magic come from? Why are there mercenaries running around? Why can't Toru get a job? Why do people want to start another war as Toru aside since he needs money? All of these questions and more are never answered, but because there will be a second season this fall, I'll cut it some slack. I'm assuming this will be explained in the fall, and that's why, you know, I'm cutting it some slack, because I'm assuming that since there will be a second season in the fall, I feel like I'm repeating myself. So much more will be expanded on, like, the magic, like I said earlier, the actual world that we're in. I don't even know what the continent is, to be honest, or even where most of this stuff takes place, but that's about it for number 2, you know. Number 3, naivety. The main girl we meet is Chaika, okay? And she breaks the level of how naive a person can be. She was naive to the point to where it actually caused stalling of the series. Her naivety alone, it caused some pacing problems, which, let me get to that real quick. The pacing in this anime is fine. I actually liked how it was paced. It was just the problems that they ended up bringing, out with Chaika that caused pacing problems. There were a couple of dull episodes. But overall, since there will be another season, I'm not mad about the pacing. I think that it was handled really well. I feel like it was paced pretty much perfectly except for a couple of episodes. But going on, at first, Chaika was cute. She's like 14, and I call dibs on her. But the problem was that Toru was doing the right thing by directing Chaika on the right path to gain her father's fragments. But she's constantly wanting to save someone. And maybe it's just me, but Chaika has to get more rude in the second season. Not like pissy fit rude, just kind of like smart aleck rude, I guess. Just, you know, she can't just save everybody, and I find that's an issue. But I guess that's her character, so if they don't change that, I can't be too mad about it. But overall, my final verdict is that I would recommend this anime, despite all the problems. It is 12 episodes, so it's not like it's going to be wasting your time, and there's nothing really coming out for the next couple of days. I know Sword Art Online starts in a couple of days, or Gangyo Online, whatever. But the fighting scenes are solid, and it's the details which kind of put the anime in the backseat. It's kind of the stuff like character development and stuff. But like I said, it is worth your time. I like the foresight that the saboteurs often had, like, when something's about to happen. I hope they actually expand upon that, but that was also kind of unexplained. But the music is solid. I like it. I love the opening. Yes, I do. And I recommend this anime. For me, if I had to give Hitsugi no Chaika a score, I would give it about an 8 out of 10. But anyways, that's my whole review. This gone about 10 minutes. That's pretty short for me. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Links to my Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and other channel will either be on screen or in the description. Bye-bye.